All right, and the next fight up that we are going to break down is in the middleweight division. You have a battle between Punahele Soriano, who comes in with a record of 9 victories and 2 defeats, going up against Roman Kopylov, who comes back with an identical record of 9 victories and 2 defeats. This is an interesting fight. I didn't know much about Roman Kopylov going into this fight. I knew about Punahele Soriano. I've been a big fan of Puna, but I had to do my research and see how good Kopylov was. And the one thing I noticed is, man, this guy is fast on the feet. His striking is fast. Out of 9 victories, 8 by KO, TKO, 1 by decision. He's never been knocked out. He's lost 1 by submission and 1 by decision. Kopylov is fast. He's a southpaw striker, the check right hook, the straight left hand. The 1-2 down the middle is money for Kopylov. He is very, very quick with his punches. His left body kick, he's good at getting the angles against orthodox fighters, getting that outside foot, getting the lead right foot on the outside of the lead left foot of his opponent. But this is going to be southpaw versus southpaw. This is going to be, getting that outside foot battle isn't going to be there. So the same weapons are going to be the jab and the straight left hand. The jab and the straight left hand. When it comes to the speed, that is all on the side of Kopylov. And with speed, the power comes with it. With Punahele Soriano, it's going to be all about the power. It's going to be about setting Roman Kopylov up on angles. And it's going to be about the ability to defend kicks to the body, to the legs, and to the head. I feel like the kicking defense of Punahele Soriano has to be on point throughout the entirety of this fight for however long it lasts. Because you saw in the fight against Brendan Allen, although it was an orthodox fighter, and the orthodox fighter opens up the back power kick to the body against the southpaw. If the southpaw throws it, it opens up the back power kick to the liver. But he was constantly getting left hook, right body kick, left hook, right body kick, jab, left hook, right body kick, right inside low kick, right kick to the head, right body kick, just over and over again. And you could see how much those power kicks from Allen were taking out of Punahele. Now, he also lost that fight to Nick Maximov, but that was more due to a knee injury and the takedown ability and the jiu-jitsu of Nick Maximov. I don't think we're going to have to worry too much about the takedowns of Roman Kopylov. I don't think we're going to have to worry too much about the takedown defense of Punahele. I think this is going to be a striking matchup on the feet. Now, I was very high on Puna coming into this week. I thought Punahele's got more power. Punahele's fought the better competition. Punahele has better technique. But when I went and watched the tape, man, Kopylov is fast. Now, he's been caught before. He's been hurt on the feet. He's never been knocked out. He's been submitted before. I don't see a submission coming from the side of Soriano. I think, if anything, Punahele's going to knock him out just like he does almost all of his other opponents. You look at the record of Punahele Soriano. It's identical to Kopylov with 9-2. Punahele, out of those 9 wins, I think they all come by way of knockout. He might have a decision in there somewhere. But, so 6 wins by way of KO, TKO, 2 submissions, and 1 decision. Even though he's got 2 submissions, I think that if Punahele wins this fight, it's going to be by cracking Kopylov with that straight left hand, cracking him with the overhand left, catching a kick, getting on the angle, cracking with the left hand, just like he did against Dolce Lungiambola, catching the kick, sweeping it across, getting on the angle, right hook, overhand left. That's going to be the key for Punahele. It's going to be catching the kicks and returning, blocking and returning. He's very good at catching the kick and coming over the top with an overhand, coming down the middle with a straight left hand. If Punahele can straighten out his punches and not rely so much on just big power shots, he can win this fight. If he only relies on big power shots to close the distance against Kopylov, I think the technical ability, the speed, and the overall variety that Kopylov showcases on the feet can be a big problem for Punahele, because Kopylov is technical and he's fast. And the speed of Kopylov is what worries me here against Puna, who loads up on a lot of his shots. He's very good. Like, the punches he throws, they're good, but he has such big power that he relies on that power. If he comes into this fight and isn't relying so much on the power, he can have a different, I guess if he doesn't rely so much on the power, he can have more success. He can have success with that power, but the over-reliance of it is going to be what kills Punahele in this fight if he does come out on the losing end. I think that Kopylov, like I said, he's better with the straight punches. I think Kopylov's speed is better. His kicking ability is better. But it's the power of Punahele. It's the ability to cut off angles. It's the ability to get off on an angle and land the power shots. Catch the kicks, come back with the right hook into the straight left. Catch the kick, come back with a right hook into the overhand left. Those are going to be the strikes, the striking off the break for Punahele. The kick, catch, and returns. The catch and returns for Punahele are going to be the key to victory for him. Because I think if he does hit Kopylov on the chin, he can hurt him pretty bad. You look at Kopylov, again, really quick. We'll pull it up. 9-2, all 9 wins by way of KO, TKO, 1 loss by submission, 1 loss by decision. He lost to Carl Roberson via submission to a rear naked choke. He lost a unanimous decision to Albert Duraev. I think that if Punahele fought Duraev, he would probably be able to beat him. And he defeated Alessio Di Chirico via knockout in the 3rd round. But it was a close competitive fight with Di Chirico. But I feel like with Puna would knock out Di Chirico, in my opinion. I think he would find the chin a lot earlier and be able to knock him out. And the fact that it was a close competitive fight with Alessio Di Chirico for Kopylov really worries me in this fight. Now, you look at his fights prior to the UFC, he's got a knockout via punch to the body, a TKO corner stoppage, a knockout in the 1st round. Some of those knockouts earlier we mentioned were in the 4th round, like that body punch against Yasubi Enomoto. That was a 4th round body shot TKO. He's got a 2nd round doctor stoppage TKO, 2 doctor stoppage TKOs actually so far. He's got a TKO in the 3rd round over Artem Shakalo. He's got a KO via spinning back kick to the body to Islam Gugov, kind of like Ismagulov at ACB 49. He's got a knockout via punches to Jose Aparecido Santos Gomez. That's in the 3rd round, 4 minutes and 52 seconds in back in 2016. So it's kind of knockout or bust for Kopylov, but on the same side with Puna, I feel like it's knockout or bust as well. I could see the fight going the distance because I feel like Puna might play it a little bit safer. If Punahele just takes 10-20% off his punches and touches to set up that power shot, he's going to have a lot more success. If he comes in, relies on the power, and just throws big power shots and loops all those punches, Kopylov's going to be there to counter him with the left body kick, counter him with the left hook, counter him with the 1-2 because they're going to be in the same stance. So instead of having the check left hook or the check right hook for a southpaw, you're going to have the 1-2 from southpaw, which is the jab and the straight left hand, and it's going to be the same for Punahele, the jab and the straight left hand, the left body kick. The right hook into the left body kick. It's all going to be the same thing, but the straight punches are going to be the money makers. If Puna can take off some, shots and just touch his way in and then set up his power, he can have a lot of success. I feel like he could have had more success in the fight against Brendan Allen if he didn't wind up and throw heavy power shots into everything that he throws. The explosiveness of Punahele, if he doesn't refine it and touch his way into range to set up the big power shots and hide them, he will get beat by Roman Kopylov. If he doesn't set up those power shots, with even if it's not super light punches, just lighter punches to close the distance range and get into the pocket, if he can set him up, he will knock out Kopylov. If he doesn't set it up and he over relies on the power and overextension and hooks and overhands and just finds a way to just come in and explode, then he will get caught and he will probably gas himself out and get caught with the body kicks, kind of like he did against Brendan Allen. But when it comes to giving you a prediction, I'm going to have faith in Punahele. He has a different nickname. I know his nickname was Puna before, Punahele Soriano. Now it's Storytime. So I'm going to side with Storytime, Punahele Soriano, to defeat Roman Kopylov by catching one of the kicks to the body and then landing an overhand left as he closes the distance. I think he will come in more technical. I think he will not put as much power into his shots. I think he'll find his way into range with Coach Eric Nixick, guiding him. Touch, and rip a big counter shot and land on the chin of Kopylov and put him out. So my pick is Punahele Soriano, or Punahele Storytime Soriano, to defeat Roman Kopylov via a 1st round knockout victory. I think he gets him out of there in the 1st. I could see a 2nd, but I'm going to go with 1st. So 1st round knockout for Punahele Storytime Soriano over Roman Kopylov in this fight.